I may have bought a stolen Moto Guzzi V7, and yeah, it was dirt cheap, but I'll be honest, it was in rough shape. So today we're going to be looking at the aesthetic issues I've tried to improve on a little bit, the mechanical issues I've been trying to overcome, and how much I had to spend to get it this far. I'm Adrian from YouMotorcycle, and this is the fourth video in my series comparing my Moto Guzzi V7 750, my Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, and my Triumph Bonneville 865. I bought all three of these motorcycles, but I will only be keeping one of them. I have a maximum of how much I can spend buying and upgrading each bike, so let's see if I can fix up my Moto Guzzi V7 enough to get it through to the next round of my little series, or if it's already a lost cause. When I went to go look at my V7, it was only $2,000, but it was butt ugly. Someone had repainted the entire motorcycle without bothering to even take the pieces off before repainting them. I want to make the V7 better, but this is an elimination series. I don't want to spend money on new parts and new paint if it doesn't end up being the bike I keep in the end. So what if I just try to make the V7 look a little bit better for as little money as possible? Do I have the skill to make it look good while keeping costs down? The spray paint is bad all over, but the gas tank is by far the worst because it has streaks everywhere from gas that was spilled. Last year, I made a video showing you how to use a chemical paint remover on a Triumph Bonneville gas tank to bring it down to bare metal, and that's exactly what I did with my Moto Guzzi V7. And then I just did the final touches with some high grit sandpaper. I also pulled the dent out of the gas tank a little bit. Now the temperature in my garage is only just above freezing, and my dent puller needs warm weather for my hot glue to form a solid bond, so I could only pull so much, but I tried my best. The side covers were also painted badly, and they were just held in place by zip ties, not even proper hardware. I quickly learned that my paint remover works great on metal in warm weather, but it works terribly on plastic in the wintertime. That first cover came out terribly. The second cover, I tried a different approach. I used superfine sandpaper just to scuff the blue spray paint a little bit, and then just spray painted black on top of that. And it looks as slick as you could want as a first timer working in his cold garage in the winter. So lesson learned, this was okay. I took the same approach for the rear fender. I just kind of scuffed it lightly a little bit, spray painted it black, and again, it actually worked out pretty good this way. I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately though, my front fender was a mess. It had streaks, it had lines in it. This was not going to be something that I could easily work with. Luckily though, the dealership I used to work at, YouMotorcycle, is now a Moto Guzzi dealer, and they gave me a used black V7 fender that they just had lying around in exchange for buying the team a bunch of coffees and cookies for the holidays. So thank you very much to YouMotorcycle for one sweet deal, and if you're looking to buy a Moto Guzzi and you're in the Greater Toronto area, you should check them out because they helped me, and they'll probably help you if you need it. Now we need to look at the mechanical issues of the bike. Now when I went to go buy the V7, it wasn't just ugly, it was also hot to the touch, and that should make you suspicious. For those that don't know, greasy sellers with problematic motorcycles will always say, call me when you're like 20 minutes away, because they don't want you to see the hell that they had to go through for 15 minutes to get their piece of junk motorcycles to start and run properly before you show up. Pause. All of my videos are aimed at helping motorcyclists, so if you want to help me out, hitting that like button lets YouTube know that other people might want to see my content, which lets me help more other riders. So yeah, please do that. Thank you so much. When the V7 finally cooled down, I started it up, but it kept wanting to die out on me. Even though it's fuel injected, every time I gave it gas, it kept wanting to cut out. The whole thing was running and dying, kind of like a carbureted motorcycle that was in need of a carb clean. And I used to ride a 2014 V7 for a couple months, so I know that they can be really cold-blooded motorcycles, but this one, just trust me, it was particularly bad, so I was a little bit concerned. The good news is at the end, when it warmed up enough, it ran absolutely perfectly, and that was great, but I wonder if this issue had something to do with always look inside of the gas tank before you buy a motorcycle. I must have been so distracted by the hodgepodge condition that this V7 was in that I didn't look inside the tank until I got it home, and then I saw a bunch of rust. Crap. I decided to just take the tank off and bring it to Carlo at Moto Motori because Carlo eats, sleeps, and breathes Moto Guzzi, and as much as I'm happy to try and save some money doing stuff myself, on some jobs I'm happy to just pay and know that the work is being done right. So Carlo ran through the acid wash not once but twice to get it totally cleaned out inside, and he also told me that my fuel pump had gone bad, but he had a used one, so he just threw that in there for me for free. He put in a new filter for me, he had a used screen he put in for me, and of course he resealed the tank, and it should now be good for a long time. Thank you very much to Carlo because he goes above and beyond every single time I need him. He's a great guy, and he's a great guy to call up if you have motorcycle needs in the GTA as well. So looking ahead into the future, the V7 will need a new rear tire sooner or later, but I have a tire changer and I have a balancer, so that's no big deal. It's also probably gonna need an oil filter, brake fluid flush, shaft drive, oil change. Again, stuff I can do myself, not a big deal. The seat latch does need to be fixed up, and the seat itself has a piece of seat missing for some reason. I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. But if the V7 does make it through to the next round of my series, I'll be making videos showing you guys how to do all of that stuff. And in my next video, I will be announcing which bike is going to be sold and which 2 bikes I will be keeping into the next round. So hit subscribe if you're interested. Carlo also pointed out that I'm missing a seal underneath my gas cap. Unfortunately, there is a 2-month waiting list for that. I don't know for sure that my fuel delivery issue is fixed because of all the work that he's done, not. So we'll have to wait and see. So what did it cost me to do the aesthetic improvements, fix the mechanical issues, and buy new parts? Well, in total, since buying the V7, I've spent $315 US on it. And that brings the total price of the V7 up to $2,315 US. Can I justify that cost? Considering it's a 2013 Moto Guzzi V7 with 8,000 miles that runs? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm pretty happy with that. The V7's motor is known for being so unrefined and characterful and raw that I think that the just basic black paint job with a bare metal tank actually really suits this bike. And yeah, I know it looks like a brat motorcycle and it could use a new rear tire and new fluids, etc. But when I bought this bike, it really did have that stolen by a crackhead look to it. And for only $315 and some elbow grease, it's such a better motorcycle now than it was before. So yeah, it's progress, right? It's not perfect, but it's progress. I'm cool with that. I think the most important thing though is that once it's warmed up, this motorcycle runs perfectly. The motor, the frame, the front end, the suspension, the brakes, everything on this V7 still works perfectly. And I think the second most important thing is that if this bike makes it through to the next round, it's not perfect for sure, but I still have like $1,300 of budget left. With that money, whatever it needs, I can fix or upgrade it. So that's pretty sweet. So looking back now, I've done one video explaining the series. I've done one video on the Interceptor 650, one video on the Bonneville 865, and now one video on my V7 750. So that means that in my next video, I will be selling one of those 3 motorcycles for my best mid-size retro motorcycle for me series. And I'll be continuing the series with the other 2 motorcycles. So I'd love to hear from all of you guys who've been following along this series, you know, what you think on which of these motorcycles is the one I should sell, which of these motorcycles are the 2 that I should be keeping. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't already, check out those other videos too. If you want to see what I decide, please hit subscribe to see that. Thanks so much for watching my videos, and as always, ride safe, but have fun. All right, peace.